Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another small land vehicle, and well, this thing sitting right next to me features some of the new blocks, including the brand new cockpit that you can get for free without owning any DLC packs or anything like that, and we'll just go through that in just a moment. But no, this thing right next to me is called the PR-DB20 Choupi, which is this lovely thing over here. So this is an absolute ditty vehicle that features basically a cockpit and then wheels all the way around it. It uses the armoured panels. We've got the brand new spotlights from the latest DLC pack attached on the side. And well, it's just a bit of fun to play around with and surprisingly sturdy when it goes round a race course. But before we actually go through the F10 menu, go around the outside and all of that, how do you get this cockpit if you do not know already? Well, you simply have to sign up for Keen's newsletter, which you can either do from the main menu or from the pause menu. So simply pressing escape in this world, you see right here we've got sign up for the newsletter. Press that, shove your email address in there, tick these two boxes, subscribe, and there you go, you get the Flush Cockpit to use in your world forever and ever, regardless of if you stay subscribed or not. You can just sign up to this, tick those boxes, unsubscribe instantly, and still keep the cockpit. This is entirely up to you whether you want to stay subscribed or not. But anyway, for this little vehicle, pressing F10 and finding it in spawn menu, the Choupi is, and hopefully I'm saying that correctly, 72 small blocks using the Contact DLC pack. We see up to here there's a very small buggy, its PCU is 826, and its main power supply is 3 small batteries, plus a small connector at the back to actually recharge it all up once you're done using it. Looking at thumbs up, around towards the very front, here we go, and this is what we get for the very front of the PR-DB20 Choupi. So right at the very front, as you can see, we've got a lovely Flush Cockpit, which has been used on a lot of land vehicles already. In fact, just scrolling through the workshop, pretty much all new land vehicles are utilizing this cockpit, which is jolly good stuff to see because it's a fantastic one for land vehicles and small fighters in general. But now we've got some yellow blocks in front of it. We see how our suspension has been slightly clipped into those steel blocks. Then on the front here, and of course around the side, we then got some armoured panels, which is adding in small carbon fibre sections, or at least what I think is carbon fibre sections. I am terrible with cars, but no, we've got mudguards on these sides. And of course, as we come around towards the back there, we then got a spoiler at the very back. Anyway, looking on the very side here, we've got arm panels going along the bottom of that cockpit. We see our brand new spotlights for the Contact DLC pack on the side to light up the darkness. Then at the back here, we've got ourselves an access point for the cockpit to shove stuff in there if we want to do that. Then of course our batteries at the very back, we just about make out behind that wheel. Moving up slightly and come around behind this thing, here we go. And there we are, there's the rest of our batteries, there's the small cargo container, and of course we've got some more armoured panels just coming all the way across there to act as a small little bump guard to protect up that container in case someone does drive into the back of you. Anyway, down to there you're connected to dock it up, so we'll have to be a land platform to actually connect this thing up, drive all the way up to it, maybe have a piston system raise up from the ground and connect up to it, and tie up to you with how you want to do that. Anyway, up to there, there's your antenna. There's a small air vent sucking oxygen, provide the cockpit with a constant flow of oxygen as you were to drive this thing around. And there's a very good view at the top of the cockpit, and I do absolutely love this thing. It's absolutely glorious how it's been set up. Look at this thing, it's a massive control station inside here. We've got joysticks, we've got LCD screens, lots and lots of knobs and dials that we can pretend to press. Onto the opposite side, of course we've got another little joystick to move around, wiggle around and all that. In the middle there's your little thruster control to push up and pull down. And again, even more buttons, even more little fake dials, and little switches up here to press up or just flip up and down. Anyway, we'll come back to that a bit later when we actually sit inside it. And the very front there we go. That's how suspension has been clipped in. There's our armoured panels on the side and in the front. Then all the way down underneath this thing, here we go. There's your gyroscope, which doesn't currently work by default. No, the way the gyroscope has been set up on this is that it's a flip control. So if you were to end up on your roof, you simply press that in the cockpit, then you'll automatically flip the vehicle over, and then you turn it off once you're all properly righted. There's the bottom of the cockpit, there's a connector at the back, and that's out the outside, the PR-DB20 Choupi. And yes, despite being so tiny, despite being basically a cockpit with wheels attached onto it, it looks bloody fantastic. It has been set up, and I'm just so glad that the more the game goes on, the more small blocks are being supported, the more stuff that you can actually do with the small block stuff, especially with the DLC pack, especially with the kitchen set. I do absolutely love that set. It's just great stuff. Anyway, grabbing on my character, getting into the cockpit, here we go. And in first person view, looking all the way around. So we put both our hands on little joysticks. In the middle there's what I like to think is your throttle control. Push all the way up to move forwards and pull all the way back to come to a stop. And now that I actually think about it, now that I actually see the character with his hands on the joystick, it sort of looks like it's a mech control seat, but you've got both your hands on that, which is almost going to be like controlling the arms of a mech. And of course you've got the throttle in the middle to make the legs move forwards. But that's just what I'm thinking with this current cockpit at this current point in time. Anyway, yes, moving away. Grabbing hold of this once again, looking down. In the middle, we've got a speedometer. We then got our weather. On the side there, can't really make out what's going on there. And over there's another small screen, but I don't think we can actually change them. Looking all the way up and around, that's all of that. So all we've got to do now is bring up the HUD, go through the controls, then race around this lovely little race course, which I have shown off in the video long ago in the past. But this is a fantastic one. I believe it's called the Hamburger race course. Yes, it is, because there's a bloody great hamburger right there. And it's just a giant one. Lots of points of interest. I did have to remove one thing, so I was tanking the frame rate quite a bit. But now we'll have a little race around that and end the video after that. Anyway, it's back over here. Grab and hold the character, bring up the HUD. Here we go. Press number 1, that's going to be for your spotlights on its side, turn them on and off. Number 2 is then for your lights at the back there, which is your brake lights, turn them on and off. Number 3 is an emergency one to reattach your wheels on there. So if you were to, say, for whatever reason lose your wheel, you can put a piston system underneath this, lift it all the way up off the ground, then press number 3 to reattach a new wheel. Anyway, number 4 is for your flip system, so pressing that, we're now going to flip over. There we go. Number 1 for the self-righting, turn it off, and we're ready to go once again. Always a handy thing to have on a vehicle, and there are scripts to fully automate that if you don't want to do it manually. Anyway, 5 and 6 is to raise and lower your wheels, but you do not need to do that. It's perfectly fine by default. Number 7 is for your connector below here to lock and unlock it. And then finally, number 8 is for your batteries to auto recharge, and it will take off the power completely if you were to set it to recharge. And with that, that's that for the controls. So all we've got to do now is drive this thing around this lovely race course, and I believe what I've got to do is come all the way over to this section, wherever it's gone. I believe it's this part. Yes, it is. And I've got to hit number, I believe it's number 2. Here we go. We're going to start the qualifying round. There we go. And there goes the audio dialogue. It's a very, very complex track. And now we're ready to go over to here. And I'm not too sure there's a countdown or not. I'm not too sure how to start that up, but we're just going to drive around. Here we go. So the wheels themselves have been set up with a speed limit, which is absolutely perfect for this track. It's actually fantastic how well this is perfect for this track, because as we're to go around this at full speed, there's no risk of this thing flipping over. No need to actually slow down. There might be one corner that's a little dodgy if you come at it at the wrong angle. No, it's absolutely perfect for this type of track. And here we come around here. So there's going to be a few glitches here and there, especially with the shadows. Not too much I could do about that. That's all to do with the Vauxhall hands. Now the creator set up this track, which is quite an old track. So that's going to be why that's happening. So we just keep going all the way around. There we go. Around this section. And it's absolutely glorious. So the vehicle itself caps out at about 60 meters per second, which is still a very safe number. Usually I would go a bit lower than that, but 60 is still perfectly fine for scooting around. Going above that is where things start to go a bit wrong, maybe start to wobble around, maybe start to pull up on random things, or somehow just slam into the ground or scrape into the ground because the textures did not load, or even the collision boxes did not load correctly. Anyway, we're going to come past this section, a nice little left, and there is a little section that goes all the way to the right there, which will go across to a military airfield, which did feature a big plane, but unfortunately I did have to delete that because I was tanking the frame rate quite a lot. First person view, here we go on this section, just looking all the way down. There we go. Still perfectly fine driving first person view. We get a fantastic view all the way around with this cockpit. It's actually really nice to drive around in this. There's a lot of cockpits tend to have a lot of stuff going in the middle here. And well, this would be perfect for a fighter really at the end of the day. So we've got a perfect view all the way up ahead and on the sides as well. We've got a few sharp corners here, so I've got to concentrate on this one. Yes, still going on the side there. There we are. We've got, almost feels like it was slightly protected on the side with how the way the windows have been set up. Anyway, here we go on a nice sharp corner, all the way around. Again, no need to take my hands off accelerate. We can just scoot all the way around. And here we go on this one. We're coming to the final corner right here. This is the one which you might need to slow down if you come out of the wrong angle. So all the way around. There we go. Really big corner. And here we are at the end of the track. We're going to come across the finish line, and that should tick up the 1 on the board. There we go. There is 0. And there is 1. There we are. Now we come all the way around, pause this thing to actually check my lap time. There we go, that'll do quite nicely. And then all the way across. And there we go, that is my lap time in 2 minutes and 19 seconds, which is jolly good stuff. Not too sure how it compares to the actual default vehicles that spawn on this racetrack, or to other vehicles in general. Perhaps I should just save this world and test out vehicles on this in the future. I might start doing that, just to see how fast some vehicles go, but at the end of the day, it's going to be my driving skill, which is not too great. Anyway, as for that, that's pretty much it for the PR-DB20 Choupi has to offer. Once again, I hope I am saying that correctly. It is French, and I'm not too good with how to pronounce those types of words. But anyway, that's out for this video. There'll be a link to its description below to which you download and play around yourself. I highly recommend you do, as well as I hope you do subscribe to the newsletter, because it is a very nice thing to have access to that cockpit, because I can see it being used on a lot of builds in the future. And of course, once again, you can always unsubscribe once you've grabbed hold of the cockpit. There's no need to actually keep hold of it. You do keep it forever and ever. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll be back with another video sometime soon. Bye bye.